Welcome to the Real Salty Podcast. Please join Stephanie and Caitlin as we dive into life in Florida, the good, the salty, and everything in between. We'll chat about real estate, family, sports, building a community, and all the unique things that make living in the Sunshine State so special. Plus, we'll bring on some amazing special guests to share their stories and expertise along the way. So grab your favorite drink and get ready to laugh, learn, and get a little salty with us. Oh, my Caitlin. We are the day after February 9th.
Yep.
Not the Super Bowl, the day after February 9th. February
The day,
9th, we're recording.
the day after.
And
Yep.
it's the
Yep.
day
There's
after the hangover of the day after.
but there's a lot of people having a better day than I am, but there's a lot of people in the country that are having a better day than I am.
Yes, and Philadelphia didn't set itself on fire, which I'm impressed because everyone kind of thought that might happen.
Don't worry, they still have a parade to throw. I'm sure they could take down a few streetlights and flip a few
Okay
cars.
if they did too. Yeah.
I mean, would it be a Philadelphia win if they didn't? I don't know.
I don't know if it would be either, actually.
Well, for everyone else that doesn't seem to be caught up to what we're mourning today, the Super Bowl was last night and the Chiefs lost. And it wasn't even a loss. It was a what the happened kind of. Not gonna lie, like
It was.
the only thing I enjoyed was halftime. Okay. I've been thinking about this all day. Okay. All day. I was just like, how am I going to tell Stephanie I can't do the podcast? And then it turned into, how am I going to tell Stephanie that I can't talk about football? And then it turned into, get it together, Caitlin. Like,
this is 2025 Caitlin.
2025 Caitlin
Yes.
is growing. Grow up. Just grow up a little bit.
Right in front of us all.
And there might be blood in my mouth. But here's the thing. Our offensive line was a problem all year. It was a problem. We got a little bit better there towards the end, but then with the 2-week bye, that was horrible. That was absolute horrible football. God bless our defense. I mean, they tried so freaking hard. They tried so freaking hard. And the freaking Eagles came and they were there to win it. I figured they were going to go in hot. You know, what's his name? It was his 22nd birthday. He's never going to have a better birthday in his life. The guy that caught the touchdown pass for them.
Or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Happy birthday to you, sir. And, you know, it was just sad. It was really sad because, you know, I woke up again to basically the mockery of everyone else besides Kansas City. Ding dong. But I have to say this, you know, if that's how we were going to play, strike me down.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in some ways it wasn't a heartbreaker toward the end, right? Like, I mean, I guess that's the one
It was embarrassing. Yeah. I was having Tampa Bay flashbacks because honestly, the way that we played when we played Tom Brady and the Bucks beat us a few years ago, I was having Tampa, like literally by the second quarter in my house, we're having Tampa flashbacks. This is not good. This is not good.
Yeah.
But it's a problem. It's a problem that we're going to have to solve in the off season, and they need to do some serious, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be switcheroo, if we're going to, you know, you better tackle 1,000 times a day or hold the line. I don't know.
Maybe they have to do that.
We're going to have to draft some people. I don't know, but it has got to be fixed. It's got to be fixed.
Yeah, I mean, even Andy Reid, I guess, like I heard him say something about, you know, this one is going to hurt. It's going to hurt, but let it hurt and then let it fuel you for us to get ready for the next. So I think that, you know, anyone that would ask, like, who do you want to win? I mean, I just expect the Chiefs to win. I think everyone did. And then, and I would say, I just want it to be a close game so that it was somewhat exciting. And I didn't
even get that.
No.
It was just disgusting. I mean, I hate to say it, but like at a certain point we were like, God, I kind of wish the Bills would have just beat us and then possibly beat the Eagles.
Yeah. Yep.
But it was not good.
No.
It was not good. You know, we're trying to comfort ourselves with comfort stats, comfort food today at the house. You know, I got to say, okay, 7 AFC championships.
I mean, it's
Five
amazing.
Su- 5 Super Bowl trips, 3 wins. We
Yes.
didn't get the three-peat. Will we ever see that chance again? God knows.
Yeah. Maybe
I
not in
don't
our
think so.
lifetime.
I just don't know,
Yeah.
but I really
Yeah.
it's okay.
No, it's great. I mean, the whole thing was just crazy. It was just crazy. You know, it was not what anyone expected. I mean, no one had that
No.
bingo card at all. I mean,
No.
I would be curious to see if anyone even bet that way, but it
Yeah.
was, you know, but I watched the Chiefs a lot this year, and they had a lot of squeaking by wins, right?
Oh,
Where
yeah.
last minute wins. I mean, I guess just between the buys and then like it just catching up with you, like it just eventually catches up with you that I
Well,
clearly
yeah.
they had a defensive strategy to prevent Saquon
Overwhelmed.
Barkley from doing anything. And that was very successful. That play was whatever they did, a shift or whatever football term you call it, to actually shut him down, they did. I think that no Saquon Barkley was so dominant in every single game he played that I just don't think I think the rest of them were off the radar to, or at least, you know, I'm not obviously watching Philly every single week, but they weren't
Well,
on
at
the
least they
radar.
could convert a 3rd down. Good
I
God.
know.
It was just my God. And
He couldn't get
interceptions.
open. He couldn't get open.
Interceptions. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, interceptions. I mean, they capitalized on the interceptions and
Yep, they did. Yeah,
they
they did.
played much better football. They had figured out and I feel like you were saying this whole year there was a lot of squeaks. There was a lot
Yeah,
of no falling back into a W and a doink and all the things. And I
exactly.
remember not saying like I knew it like the whole time,
No,
but I'm like,
no.
better get it together. It did not
You gotta
it
figure
did
this
not
out.
give me the vibes of the last 2 years where it's just like, "Oh my god,
Agreed.
we can fly. Like, we
Yep,
can fly. Who's gonna touch us?" And
agreed.
so, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I hope they figure it out, and either way, we're gonna come back with a lot of our key people that we could wind up in the same place, but it's like playing Chutes and Ladders again. You gotta get all the way to the top of the
You
board,
do.
and trust me, Josh Allen is going to, I don't know, Crisco the slide. He's gonna figure out any way to do it. He's like, no more Mr. Brightside, okay? Like we're playing dirty, right?
Yes, exactly, exactly. Yeah, no, that I'm it is. It's I mean, I guess it's the reason we all play the games. If we thought that it was gonna be the perfect outcome, then there would be no point in playing, and so that's the point, but it's still it was just unbelievable. I mean, I guess it made it for an entertaining Super Bowl because you just couldn't believe what you were watching. And it was, you know, at halftime, I think it was at 27 to nothing.
Nothing. Sorry,
Yeah.
nothing.
No, I was
Yeah.
like, and they had the ball in the last 2 minutes, and Patrick Mahomes is, you know, with before half, and he's so good at those last, you know, Hail Mary type
Yeah.
situations, and it just he could not get anything to stick. It was I think it's sad when you see a team on the sideline being so down like that. I mean, and I don't even know if you could have I mean, it was just they just could not get it going. It's unfortunate.
And I'm not saying that I was like watching some secret camera that had their faces on it all the time, but I was
You were dialed in a little bit more than most, though.
where's the like I don't know. It was almost like and I'm sure that there was a couple inspirational speeches in the beginning and be like, come on, like let's go,
Yeah.
and like let's
Yeah, or some
do it.
last minute rallies, yeah.
Like Chris Jones yelling at it, like getting everyone fired up, or Patrick Mahomes, or
Yeah,
somebody getting angry. Like get angry,
yes,
somebody
yes,
needs to get angry. And
yeah.
it was just like,
Guys, we're at the Super Bowl, it's not over yet.
guys, like time to wake up,
Yeah, I didn't even
but
think it was over at 27 until, like, they got the ball and they scored pretty quickly, and I was like,
and
"Oh,
see
this is."
that says something. It's so weird because even in the halftime show, which we have to talk about the halftime show, but when the sportscasters were talking, I mean, any other team that was down with that deficit in the halftime, they'd be like, "This is the biggest blowout," and like the assumatory comments of the win on the other side would have just been a given. And it's like, I don't know how they're going to do it. And yes, the doubt was there. I don't know how they're going to do it, but if anybody can do it, they can do it. And it's just like, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I was sitting on my couch like, let's see what this musical act's about because I've given up. Let's
Musical. Like, this
see what
let's
this
see what this
musical act's
Broadway
about.
performance is gonna be.
of shit. No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly. You're like, well, let's lighten the mood a little bit here. What
I'm
would
like,
the
tell me,
what's the
give me,
musical
give
actually
me some
be?
controversial rap that will also tear our country apart, and
I
I will
know,
enjoy
right?
every second of it.
Oh yeah. Well, when Kendrick Lamar was announced, you know, I think that this is an incredibly generational thing a little bit, right? Like my mom was like, and my mom is like super up on pop culture. Rap, obviously, that would be a hard pass for her. I mean,
Stretch.
it'll be
Yeah.
a stretch or a hard pass or a nope, not doing it. And but so she wasn't super excited, but my three kids were, I mean, Brody and Cooper were like singing along with him, and I was enjoying it. And all of the and my dad was just sitting there like, what he say? What 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 did that mean? What'd that mean? Because Cooper or Brody would be like, oh, and he'd go, what does that mean? I'm like,
Is that bad?
we'll talk about it later. We'll figure it out later. But yeah,
He's going too quick. I can't. Right. Well, just
yeah.
take a note.
What did he say? Yeah. That his farm growing up on the farm in Indiana didn't kick in for understanding what any of the music was because he listens to sports radio any day of all day. So
Well, and it's funny to me because the people with the thickest twang, I'm just kind of like, I'm thinking like Boomhauer from King of the Hill, right? Where it's like, down 30. And it's like,
pretty
they
well.
know what they're saying, and you're telling me you can't understand that.
Right. You do that pretty well.
Well, it's you go far enough in Missouri, and you can find
You can
it.
get it. So I looked, of course, online today to look at see what, and you could tell that there's people that it's just not their genre. There's nothing wrong with saying like that. There's no reason to be hateful and say like soaked. It's like it's just not your genre. It's okay that you can say that. Like just not what I wanted. The
Well,
choreography was
wasn't it
really
last year?
good.
100%. I thought the theatrics of all
Oh,
of
I
it
thought it
was
was, and the red,
amazing.
white, and blue theme. I mean, I thought that was
Yeah.
really cool. And
And I'm all about watching J-Lo and Shakira half dress shake their butts harder than I have ever been able to
yep,
and will ever be able to
yeah.
at any age. But I like it. I like switching it up.
Yeah, I like it switching it up
Yeah.
too. I mean, I think it's great too. And yeah, I mean, I thought, and then I was the person that was like, oh my God, where do you get those jeans? Those are cool looking. They
Bottoms,
like
right?
fit them
That makes
perfectly.
yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they
Yeah, they
did.
were like, and I was like reading through some of whatever social media platform I was on and about other people that were like, everyone in the room was sitting there talking about the music, and I'm over here like, where'd he get his jeans? And I'm like, that was me. Where did he get those jeans? But yeah, he did.
I'm happy to
I
see
liked it. I thought it was a fantastic.
if he just brings back bell bottoms, like, and maybe I'm behind the times and they're already back, darling. Like, my bad. But like, I would
Really?
love bring them back.
Yeah,
Bring them back. I love it. I love this. Let's do it. I want to do the bell bottoms.
like a boot cut
Um,
bell, right?
I remember the bigger the better. Like,
Yes.
we're talking like Jenko size bells at the
Yes.
bottom. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Can't even, like, on a rainy day, just
Yeah.
soaks up the
So,
water.
yeah. Your
And your
socks are wet
jeans weigh
underneath.
like 20 pounds.
Oh yeah.
No, there were so many little nuances, little innuendos, little drops, little secret nuggets. I mean, being a Taylor Swift fan, you of all people should appreciate the hidden
Yeah.
meaning
Yeah.
of,
Yeah. There's a
right?
message with
Isn't
it,
that
right?
her shtick? Okay. So yeah, there was a couple things. I mean, the fact that the stage that he constructed with the primary shapes, that's a PlayStation, right?
Yeah,
PlayStation
yeah,
controller.
yeah. I read a little bit about that, but I didn't quite understand that. So yeah, and
So
that
I
car that just like, I mean, how many people were going to get out of it? It was unbelievable. It
the
was so
clown car.
cool.
I think that probably had some type of
I'm sure it
like
must have.
meant something as well. My thought was with the play, I read a couple things online today too,
Okay.
trying to distract myself
Yes.
from actual
Yes.
football chatter.
Yeah.
And so I was like, let me deep dive into this halftime show that I can find joy in.
This
And
musical performance.
this musical performance,
Yes.
thank you. And okay, one of the things that's going around, PlayStation controller is Sony.
Oh,
Sony is Drake's label.
okay.
I didn't know, that's some
That's
of
a
the
good
chatter
one.
that I've heard. I was just thinking like it's a game, right? We're playing a game, so it's a nod to a game. It looked very
Oh, yeah, because
Squid
I saw
Game.
the X, but I was like, I don't know what that means.
It was well, and that's the other thing. It was the X and the circle and the triangle,
Yeah.
which is the
Yes.
Squid Game card,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
And then the entire thing was a prison yard. There were freaking fences up with lights over it. It was a prison yard.
Well,
Is
that's
what I
what, yeah,
saw.
they were just dressed in, okay, okay. I
Yep.
missed that
And then
too. I feel like I need to
the
watch it again
dancers
already.
that were in the I know I'm gonna watch it again too. And then plus, do we really believe everything we read online? So I gotta read a little bit more. And I would like to find something where he acknowledges, because it is cool to me that no matter what artist is chosen to do the halftime performance, they're responsible for putting it together.
Yeah,
My knowledge is that they have to pay for
they
it,
have to
and then
pay
they
for it.
have
They
to
don't get paid
choreograph
for it,
it, and
right?
they have to produce it, and they
Yeah,
have to do everything. So it is
with the sign
them.
off of everything
Right.
too. Yeah,
Right. And it's like, they gave The Weeknd such a hard time. I thought it was great. I
I
thought
did
he did
too.
great too. I
Yeah,
appreciated it. It gave me Blair Witch vibes and I got dizzy.
little bit,
But anyway,
little bit.
back to the current one. And then can we talk about the fact that Serena Williams
Oh
was
my
there
God. So I didn't know
performing?
that her and Drake dated, but I was like,
Yeah.
that's Serena Williams doing that crib dance.
I just thought she was a fan. I didn't realize that there was past history with that. That might have been a you kind of
It could
thing.
have been.
I didn't even realize that till I went down the rabbit hole. And sure enough, they did. There was rumors they were dating as early as 2011, and then they like officially were spotted everywhere together in 15. So it was a full-fledged relationship. But then something happened, and it acted like it was a mutual breakup. And then what I read was he's mentioned her multiple times in tracks,
Yes, yes,
like
yes. Because she went on
yeah,
to not only meet someone, but get married pretty quickly after.
yeah, and have kids. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah. He
she
said
has
something
been
about her
mentioned
husband.
in, yeah, so the entire thing was designed to, I mean, I think at one point Kendrick like looked at the camera and like said something like,
Yeah,
I don't know what he said, like, gonna do it. And like, are you something about like I don't remember, I should know this, but and then Samuel Jackson even like commented, saying like, oh, he's not gonna do it, it's not gonna do it. And then like my boys were going crazy when he,
did it.
yeah,
Yeah.
did the song.
Exactly. They not like
They
us.
not like us.
Before, I would be remiss if I didn't say how happy also I was to see Samuel L. Jackson. I love him. I'll
Yes.
watch him do anything. I will watch
Yeah.
him. I will listen to anything he wants to read me. I will listen to I don't know
Yeah.
why his
Yeah. I mean,
voice.
I think
He's
that
a
he has
yeah.
figured out a way to inject him in a lot of different projects in his life. And it was cool that they made him like an Uncle Sam and, hidden meaning, but at the
Right.
same time, an Uncle Sam. I thought it was a nice narrative while like, and they switched over and got ready for the next part or whatever it might have been. They needed to get him to a different place on the stage, or
See, this was a performance.
it
That's what I'm
was
saying. It was a
was a
musical
musical
performance.
performance. It wasn't
No,
just a
I
halftime
like
show. It was a
I like
musical
the
performance.
yeah, I like the obvious nod to Uncle Sam, Uncle Samuel Jackson. I also read that basically also because of the narrative in a lot of the films that Samuel Jackson's been in, he represents the man, or like,
Yes.
the big man, like
Yes.
the deal, the
Yeah.
power, all the
Mhm.
things.
Yeah, I mean, he plays that in all of those
He gave me those
Marvel.
he kind of gave me the creepy vibes of the Django movie though. Like,
Oh,
remember when
yeah.
him and Django, like he
Yes.
kind of had
Yes.
that crazy look in his
Yeah.
eye?
Yeah, he
It's
did.
all
Yeah, he
acting.
did. And I mean, he does play that. I mean, even in all the Marvel movies, he plays Nick Fury, like kind of the master
Oh
of
yeah.
understanding all of it, right? So, but yeah,
Yeah.
I actually thought it was fantastic. I don't think my mom hated it. She might say I wouldn't have liked it, but I said like, wow, that choreography was amazing. And she was like, no, that was really fun to watch. So she
Yeah.
probably will like it now that she sees that there's a lot more hidden things, and she probably
Yes.
will read about it and then actually appreciate it a little bit more as well. Just,
Yeah. Well,
yeah, and then there was obviously the chat of whether or not Taylor Swift was going to jump on stage too. I mean, that was part of it. And they were like, she's in a neutral outfit because of that, or that, she's not being shown because she's getting back there. And would she sing Bad Blood or something like that? But because that's one of her songs. But I didn't believe that
Yeah.
narrative at all. She's not she's so misunderstood in a lot of ways because she really is an introvert. I mean, you wouldn't think that because of like her ability to command
Yeah.
an stadium that everyone's
Arena.
cheering for you, not half the
Right.
team, but everyone's cheering for you. But she's actually a very private, introverted person. I don't think that people think that. She'd never even been to a football game before. She was going to support her boyfriend, right? So, but
That's
going back to the Kendrick
adorable.
Lamar, I actually just loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
There were so many things, and not to, we can go down, if you guys want to Google the the Drake and Kendrick Lamar feud.
Yeah,
There's been some really funny videos that are coming out where it's like, you've won, like, why do you continue to do it?
yeah,
And he's like, because I can. And
because I
like,
can't.
but even okay, so he said the word, the insinuation of basically you're a pedophile, and also a minor. That's how he said it, right? In the
Right.
lyric. Did you
Well, yeah,
notice
that's
that
why
one of
he
his
had his
queens,
A around his
lower
neck,
A case,
A
S,
minor.
A minor? Yep. Yep. Yeah. No, I actually was surprised. I'm old enough to where I try, but I didn't also realize that some of the songs that he performed was him. And so I was like, oh, I've heard
Totally,
this before.
totally.
And I was like, and then tell me you know how to pronounce the beautiful woman that performed with him. The
Sayer.
SZA.
Yeah,
Say it again.
Sayer.
How do you say it?
I think it's Sayer.
Zaya?
Yeah, Sayer. She's beautiful.
Oh, she's beautiful. Oh my God. Just, yeah,
Just
everything.
gorgeous.
She did great.
She did.
There
I
were
love
so
the
many.
red outfit too.
No,
Look good on her.
it kind of gave me like Little Kim flashbacks to like the late
Yeah,
90s, early 2000s, where
totally.
everything matched, where it was like the blue hair with the blue patent leather and the blue, braids and everything. Like, I loved it.
Yeah, no, I thought, and it was a nice tone with him. They sing well together.
Yes. Yeah. And actually, I am a bigger fan of his now than I ever was, and I will probably continue my fandom. This is so stupid because there are so many gifted artists in the world, but I'm just happy that someone else is being called a genius instead of Kanye.
Oh yeah,
Because I've been over him for so
yeah.
long. The second he slighted your girl at that award show, I'm done.
Did you see? I think we talked about it last week. Yeah, well, it's hard to get behind him because he puts himself out there in avenues I would never choose, like just in
He
the most
says
bizarre avenues.
stupid,
Yeah.
stupid shit.
So it's hard to get behind him
Stupid shit.
just because you are, a great record maker or a rapist or an artist or whatever. That doesn't automatically give you the platform to say or do whatever you want. It just doesn't. Like, it doesn't mean I have to listen to any of that nonsense. And I mean, that's really, that is the thing with him is that it's just, I can't get
When
behind
you
it. It's
say
crazy.
things like that slavery wasn't real or that it didn't impact Africa or
It's
Black
crazy.
people, how can you say that? And how
Yeah.
can you also deny the Holocaust? Like,
Yeah.
it's stuff like that where it's just the complete irresponsible wielding of
Yeah.
your fame.
It doesn't even seem like it's
It's
rooted in the right direction. It seems like it's,
no.
can I just grab a headline out of this piece of it? But yeah,
Yes,
I think that it's great that he's being called a lyrical genius because
is a lyrical
yeah,
genius.
I remember he was on Saturday Night Live. It was probably 4 years ago. I mean, we were living here when he was on it. And Brody actually happened to come home from wherever he was at the time. And he was like, "Man, keep this on." And like, I listened to him then. And that's kind of when I knew who he was. And Michael like jumped on the Kendrick Lamar bandwagon and started listening to his music. And so like, they all knew about it. But
I want to see Michael like crip walking in there, like they not like us, they not like us, like in
he
your
would do it.
living room.
He would
Somebody,
do it.
somebody should have got a
It
video.
may not be performed well, but he would at least attempt it.
I am A for effort. I can't do it.
For
So,
effort,
yep.
A for effort, but yes, that
Well,
was
I would have liked to have been at your house for that. It was
yeah,
best that Trent and I were watching it alone at our house because, and it wasn't even a lot of after this sounds so horrible, but after a certain point, there wasn't even any yelling.
Oh no,
It
we're
was
just
just,
stunned.
it was just,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
just
No, we're
sitting
just
there.
sitting there. I mean, the first half, Michael and I kept looking at each other like, "Is this really happening?"
What is,
Very similar to what we were doing about when the Commanders were beating the Lions, and we're looking at each other, going, "Is this really happening? Like, this is really happening." Like, we could not believe it, but it did. It reached a point where it was like, "Oh God, the bleeding just has to stop." I mean, once it reached about 5 minutes left in the third, it was like, the bleeding just needs to stop.
when we missed that 2-point conversion on the
Yes.
first 6 points that
Yes.
we scored, I was like, well, fuck it. Just
Yeah.
all like the meme with the papers and the everything. I was just like,
No, that's it. No, you're right. That's right. And then it was like,
and that was after halftime. And
yes.
I'm not,
No, that was after halftime.
I don't even want to act like I
And
believe it could
actually,
still happen.
interestingly enough, Flynn is always like, Flynn doesn't watch football all the time, but she
Right.
likes the Chiefs. She roots for the Chiefs,
Yeah,
as you
she
know.
does.
And like, but she doesn't, she's too serious. So sit there and like, she's too serious and productive to just sit there and watch a ton of football. She's got too
Of
much that
course.
she wants to do in life. So she actually probably had homework to do. But at one point, she goes, "You know what? I'm going to prove a point here. I'm going to go into my bedroom and I promise you they're going to score because they do well when I don't watch." Like, total, like, superstitious. And like literally 3 minutes later, that's when they scored. And I went in her room and I was like,
You still in here. No, I'm just
she's
kidding.
like, "I know." She's like, "I know. I just looked to see if they had scored."
God. Yeah, I'm trying to think. We had turned on a couple red lights and things, and I love Trent so much, but he had actually tidied up because we thought we were going to have a friend come over. And then that friend let us know that he's like, "Hey, I think I'm going to come by. I'm going to go to another party and then I'm going to come by after halftime." Well, he made the good choice of, he goes,
Yes.
"Hey, I
Yes.
decided not to come over. I figured you guys weren't having a very good night." And we're like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
probably for the best. Stay with everyone else having a great time,
Well,
please."
yeah, and I mean, there is something to be said when your team is in the Super Bowl, that you
Yeah.
really want to watch it. You really
Yeah.
do want to watch it, and you don't want to have to worry about, cleaning up or getting more chips out or doing any of that. And even like on the Today Show, Savannah Guthrie's husband is a huge Eagles fan, and so they had asked her what they were going to do, and she's like, "Well, we were going to go to a friend's house, but I actually just think he needs to, like, my husband just needs to watch the game in our bedroom by himself because he's going to get mad at anything that is a distraction while we're trying to watch this game." And I kind of appreciate that. And it's true, though. It is true. That
Well,
can happen.
and a lot of the time, when you think about the fact of the upper echelon of the NFL, this is the Super Bowl. This is the two best teams of the year. It should be a rapid fire match. It should be back and
It
forth,
should.
and here
It
we
should. And I
go,
was
and
hoping it
look
would
at
be that
this,
way.
and look what I can do. And it was anticlimactic for so many reasons, unless you were an Eagles fan. Okay.
Yeah.
Happy for you. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
actually do know a couple nice people that live here that are Eagles fans, and I can specifically think that I'm happy for them.
Yes. The Boardwalk Grills owners are Eagles fans.
Yeah.
And you like
Well,
their
and one
Philly
of our,
cheesesteak. So maybe you could.
I do order their Philly cheesesteak every time.
Someone I
You know
saw
what?
on one of their posts, because they put up on their Facebook, "Fly Eagles Fly" or something like that. And then someone put on there, like, "Any discounts for Philly cheesesteak today?"
Percent, let's do it. I might have to order one of the chicken ones just out of spite, but I don't even,
Philly
I'm sure they're
cheesesteak, take
delicious.
the Philia, add Kansas City.
Then we have to have burnt ends. Yeah. Let's get some
You're like,
barbecue in here.
you're like, tap, tap, tap. "I'd like a Philly cheesesteak, take the Philly out, add Kansas City. Thank you."
Thank you. If we could just sprinkle little Gates on it, that would be great.
They're
Yep.
perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm actually glad that we're not in Kansas City, only because And this is going to sound so horrible. I don't think I've ever lived there where we went and then we didn't win and we had to take down all the shit, like nothing to see here. Like, because the town gets decorated and everybody lights everything in red, and Union Station is decorated to the nines, and because that's where the parade ends for the route and everything. So they just always, like, all the pride in downtown is just like downtown glows red. It literally looks like a red kingdom. That's why we say Red Kingdom.
Yeah, that's cool.
And all day on Sunday, I'm listening to Tech Nine, this Kansas
Going
City.
back to Kansas City roots.
I was so excited, and I went to the office for 5 hours on Sunday before the game because
I saw that your car was there because I went down to Woody's and I was like, oh my God, she's
You were
already
smart.
there.
Keep driving.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh my God. Sunshade is in the window. She's serious at what she's doing right now.
I knew I would be here for a few hours, so I got up. I was like, here we go. This,
it just kind of helped kill the day a little bit for you too, because when you're excited about something and you're looking forward to it, it helped kill the day too.
It did. And then I had an extra 3 hours to burn off. So I went with a girlfriend to Pirates Pub and had one of their 32-ounce Bloody Marys.
Oh my God. Which we love.
I did have a Chiefs shirt on and I did have some Chiefs earrings on.
Aww,
I did not see a single. I tried. I did not see a single other person in Chiefs gear.
No, I didn't. I was in John's Pass too, and I did not see.
I saw a lot of
Eagles, but I really didn't see any Chiefs. I don't know if John's Pass is someplace that people really hang out for the Super Bowl, though.
You know, it's funny because the first year we were down here, nope, that's a lie. The first year we were down here was the Tampa Chiefs, and we watched that.
That might be a little bit different, yeah.
But the next year, we did go out to watch it because, that was the year that Joe Burrow beat us in the AFC Championship.
Yeah.
So we didn't go to the Super Bowl. And that is reason number 76 why I hate him. But just kidding.
No, that's right.
Sure, he's a nice guy.
Right.
He's not. But no, we did go to oh God, what's the name of the brewery that's upstairs?
Mad Beach Brewery.
Mad Beach Brewery. Yeah. But shout out to Mad Beach Brewery. They're reopened. Totally. They've been reopened. I love that place.
Yeah.
The beer flights that you can get, which by the way, if you ever want to try to do it,
do that beer flights.
We do need to do that, but we have to have 3 people. They won't give it to us unless we have a third person.
So we have to invite the boys.
I know. Like, I don't know. We could invite a lady friend. I mean, we could invite a guy. I don't care. But yeah, I've tried it. They will only do it. They will only give you all of them if you have 3 people.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't think I knew that. But they actually, from what I understand, and I don't know this for sure because I haven't validated it, but they've got a pretty good Bears following too. Chicago Bears following.
Really?
There was one of the couples that bought at the residences.
Okay.
I met them and they were living in the residences while they were redoing their home.
Okay.
So hopefully they did get that redone. And then they were going to sell the residences.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they'd moved down from the Chicago area and I had met them and they had told me that that's where they go to watch the game because there's a pretty big following for the Chicago Bears there. So that's kind of cool.
That's cool. And you know what? I don't think I'm aware of any other Chicago Bears bar down here.
There's not. I mean, I think that hopefully our time will
change
next year. I mean, I'm hoping that, the momentum's there. That's for sure. I don't know. Football's going to look so different in our house next year. I'm actually kind of sad about it because both Cooper and Brody will be away. And Flynn has clearly declared herself as someone that doesn't want to watch football. And I usually work on Sundays. So, I mean, it's just crazy.
Okay. You are more than what we can start planning football Sundays.
Yes.
I have to say this. We watch the other games, but the Chiefs game, we're not the best people to watch with. So if you want to leave, that's fine. I get it. But we watch all the other games. The other thing I will say is if it's an 8:00 game, I'm sorry, we're not going to have you over.
No,
because
I probably would politely decline it as well because
I usually fall asleep by 9:30.
No, I literally am like about 9:00, 9:30, head to bed, and 10:00 I am lucky if I'm still awake. Last night I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm so tired from, it's just, and I did, much like everyone it has to be out there. I mean, I got up and I went to work for 7 hours, then I came home and then we were prepping and then it just was it was just a long day in general. It was a long day.
Yeah.
But we'll definitely have to plan that because most of the time, like I actually end up going over to Tiki even though
Well,
I'm
yeah.
working. Because I
Yeah.
just have to be there. I don't have to literally work. I just have to be there. So I just like let them run the show and I go
Make
over the
sure nobody like,
yeah.
oh God, what's his name? I was trying to make a joke. Beverly Hills Cop.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, yeah, we're old. I was gonna say somebody like runs off on a wave
Yeah.
runner and like takes off on a
Yeah.
getaway.
Yeah.
Like you're like,
I just need to be in the vicinity if something happens and be able to keep a lookout for. So most of the time I go down to the tiki bar and watch it.
perfect. So
Yeah.
we call the Tipsy Tiki Bar, which is located in Johns Pass, just a few doors down from Woody's Water Sports. That is actually where the FL Tiki Tour boats go out of. Now, there's many a tiki boat that you can choose from when you come down to vacation, but we're both partial
We're
to the FL
very, very
Tiki
partial.
Tours. So if you're able to show them some support, and this is means a lot coming from a Chiefs
I
fan.
know
They're
because
Bills
they're all Bills
people.
fans.
They're Bills fans,
They're from
okay?
New
But like,
York. They're
hear me
excused.
out.
I mean, they're excused. They're from upstate.
Yes, exactly.
And
And
but
apparently,
that's one of the beautiful things about Florida is that everyone's pretty much migrated from somewhere. And it's
very
almost
true.
interesting when you meet someone that's like, nope, I was born and raised here. You're like, people do that?
Exactly.
Really? When? Wow. Okay. Nice to meet you.
You know, and it's so funny because my brain goes, yeah, but you're like first generation, right?
Exactly.
Came over from the
Right.
old country.
Well, we'll find
Like,
out because most of
well,
those people are
you
getting
might.
kicked out soon. So we'll find
Well,
out.
and
We listen and we
God,
don't
I
judge.
didn't mean for it to take that turn. I was just thinking, I'm like, right, but you were born and raised in St. Petersburg, but like your both your parents aren't
Right.
actually
But where
from
did
here.
they
Like,
come from?
where are they from? Right,
Right.
exactly.
We listen and we don't judge.
We listen and we don't judge
Exactly.
or
Exactly.
try. So,
Exactly.
you know, again, lovely listeners, thank you so much for tuning in tonight.
Yes.
I have to say that I promise I'll be in better spirits, but I
I think you're
think
doing great.
I think we did great.
You know what?
I'm
I
not
have
gonna
to
lie.
you even answered my text message back last night and I was like, "Oh, she's doing okay."
It was a skull.
Yeah.
It was a skull for the listeners, like, "Oh, she's alive," but, like, I literally sent back, like,
No,
"Dead,
but you usually go in a
dead."
shell. You go in a shell that's like a baby rocking in the corner trying to let this go away.
Yeah.
You
Silence. Yep,
yeah,
radio silence.
you said that you turned it off and watching the
Trent had already turned the channel, and I think this was in the 4th quarter or knocking at the end
amateurs.
of the 3rd
Yeah,
quarter, and he was like, "I can't do this anymore." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's over.
it's
Just
over.
whatever. Who cares?" And so we changed it. And Stephanie, knowing my affinity for ducks, she's like, "Are you watching duck shows?" And I was
It's
like, "I
something to make you
wish."
happy.
It would make us
It would
happy.
have.
It would make us happy, but I promise I'll be in better spirits next week.
It's all
Hopefully, we'll have
good.
another topic. Actually, this is the episode though where we wake up and we're like, "Now what do we
Now
do?"
what do
No,
we
I'm
talk
kidding.
about? I know. We might
Don't
actually have
worry.
to game plan this now.
Don't worry. We're going to have plenty to talk
We do.
about. I have no doubt that the world that we live in now are going to drop little nuggets of talkable conversations into our laps at every given moment. Now,
The time.
we will listen and we will not judge and we will bring you just the plentiful information that we think you guys want to hear,
We need to tell
which,
everyone about the Gulf of America and why they should be coming to visit.
yep, hey, take a tiki boat out to the Gulf of
That's right.
America today. Take a wave runner out. Yep.
That's
Yep.
right.
Some of us might just swim out there and just hands
Keep
up.
swimming. Just keep
Just keep
swimming.
swimming. Just keep swimming.
Am I in international waters yet?
Yeah. Yep.
Exactly.
Goodness. Well, one day we will have football again. In the meantime, we're going to have to find some other things to talk
Yeah.
about.
I'm not concerned.
I'm actually not worried about it.
Exactly.
But of course, if thank you guys so much for tuning in. If there is any specific topics that you want to hear Stephanie and I chat about, please let us know. Hit us up either on our social medias. You can always feel free to chat in. We are moving and grooving, I promise, on our social medias. We're going to get those going. In the meantime, Riverside and let's be honest, most of the peoples that are listening at this point know how to get a hold of us.
Exactly.
So if there's something you want to talk about, let's hear it
Yeah.
because I would love to know.
Me too.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Till next time.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.